Alright, so this is part 2 of lesson 20 problem set. The directions say estimate to determine if the sum is between 0 and 1 and 1 and 2. Draw a number line to model the addition. Then complete a number sentence. Part A has been done for you. So in part A, I added a little bit to this already. So we have 1/2. They put 1/2 here, but we need to jump by fourths. So then we're going to split this number line into fourths, 0 and 1. Then we're going to split it into fourths. So we can go from, we can add 1/2, which is 2/4, which is here, plus 1/4, which is here, equals 3/4. Okay? If we were to do that numerically, we would have 1/2 times something over something equals something, we need to go to 4. So 2 times what equals 4? Well, that would be 2. 1 times 2 equals 2. So 2/4 is the same as 1/2. Okay. Moving on to letter B. Alright, so in letter B, we are going to start with, first of all, estimating. Is this going to be smaller than or larger than 1? Is it going to be between 0 and 1 or 1 and 2? Well, I know that 4/10 is less than 1/2, so I think it's going to be less than 1. So I'm going to put a 0 here and a 1 here. Now I'm going to put my half. So my first is, we're going to add 1/2 to 0. Now we need to break it up into tenths. So if I break each section into 5, that would be 10 spots. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so if I go to 1/2, now I have to add 4/10. Well, this is 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10. Okay. But I need to add 4 more to the half. So 1/2 is actually 5/10. I need to add 4 more. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 1/10, 5/10, 6/10, 7/10, 8/10, 9/10 would be 4 more. So adding 4/10. So 5/10 plus 4/10 equals 9/10. And if I'm going to do that numerically, I would have, well, I have 1/2 and 4/10. I would take my 1/2, make it into tenths. 2 times what equals 10? 5. 1 times 5 equals 5. So I have 5/10. Then I can add my 4/10, and I get 9/10. So I will model the number line and the numerical way. You may choose which one you would like to do for C, D, E, and F. Okay, so go ahead and pause it and come back, and I will model each one for you. Okay, so on letter C, we have 6/10 and 1/2. Well, I know with my addition that I can change these numbers around and they're still going to be the same. I can put 1/2 in front of 6/10, which is what I'm going to do in this case for the number line purposes. So I have 0, 1, and 1/2. Oh, but now I'm going to have to add 6/10. So I'm going to break it into tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Uh-oh. Too many. Okay, we're going to take 1 out. So we have 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, and 1/2 is the same as 5/10. Okay. 6, 7, 8, 9, 1 is 10/10. But I need to add, so I start with 1/2, but now I need to add 6/10. Well, I'm going to have to do another tenth here because I need to go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is 1 1/10, or 11/10. This would be adding 6/10. So numerically I would take the 1/2, multiply it by a number over itself to make tenths. Well, 2 times 5 is 10, 1 times 5 is 5. So now I can do 5/10 plus 6/10 equals 11/10. And if I take 11/10, I can make that into 10/10 and 1/10, and I have 1 1/10. So this number is actually bigger than 1. The sum of that, those two fractions are bigger than 1, larger than 1. Okay, so let's look at letter D. Letter D. Oh, is this going to be larger than or smaller than? I think it's going to be larger than 1 because 3/6 is half. 2/3 is larger than half. So I'm going to make a number line that has 0, 1, and 2. Now I'm going to split that up into thirds. So here's my 2/3. And I'll split this up into thirds. But now I need to split it up into 6. So if I split my thirds up into half, I'll have 6. So from 0 to 1, we have 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, 6, 6, 6. Okay. Now, we went to 2/3. We need to go to 3/6. So we need to add 3/6. So 1, 2, 3, 6.
Sean, come to the office. I'm ready to go.
3/6. Okay. So, what does this equal? Well, we have 1 here, and this is going to be 1 1/6. If we do it numerically, we have 2/3. We need to make that into something that ends in a 6. 3 times 2 over 2. 3 times 2 is 6. 2 times 2 is 4. If I take 4/6, I add 3/6 to it, I get 7/6. If I take that and make it into a mixed number, I will have 6 over 6 and 1 over 6, which will be 1 1/6. Same thing as I got here. Okay, letter E. I think letter E is also going to be larger than 1. So I'm going to put 0, 1, and 2. Let's see. I need to start with fourths. So where is my 3/4? Here's 3/4. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4. Okay. Now I need to split it into eighths. So I go to fourths. So that equals plus 3/4. On this one, I'm just going to add my eighths. I know that if I split this into fourths, then I can split each one up into eighths. So I can even go this way and it'll still be eighths. So now I'm going to add 6/8. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6/8. So 3/4 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to end up at that line right there. So that's 1. So this is going to be 1 and 1/8. 2/8, 3/8, 4/8. 1 and 4/8. Mathematically, 3/4 times what gives me the same fraction in eighths. 4 times 2 is 8, 3 times 2 is 6. So I have 6/8 plus 6/8 equals 12/8. Well, now I need to take that 12/8 and I'm running out of room, so I'm going to do it over here on the side. I have 12/8. I'm going to take 8/8 out of it, which is 1. And I end up with 4/8 left. And if I combine those, I end up with 1 and 4/8, which is the same thing that I ended up with when I added on the number line. Okay. And then last one, 4/10 plus 6/5. That's also going to be greater than 1. 0, 1, 2. I'm going to break it up into fifths. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 lines will break each section up into fifths. Okay. Now I'm going to break it up into tenths. 1. If I break my fifths into half, that'll end up being 10. I'm going to make my 1 really big, and my, oops, lights went out. Alright, so I'm going to make my 1 really big, and my 2 really big, and my 0 really big. Then I did my fifths. Okay. So, I start with 4/10. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4/10. Then I'm going to add 6/5. Well, now I can jump to the big lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 goes to this line. Well, this is 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6/10. 1 and 6/10. If I do this as 6/5, I want to make it into tenths. What can I multiply by? That's right, 2. 5 times 2 is 10. 6 times 2 is 12. If I take 12/10 and divide that up, 4/10 plus 6/5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For some reason, I do not have the right number. So 12/10. Oh, we haven't added the 12/10 plus, that's my mistake, 12/10 plus 4/10. We get 16/10. There we go. We can take 16/10, break that apart, and we have 10/10 and 6/10. And then we have 1 and 6/10. Same answer. Okay, pause it and do the next one, come back and check your answer. There's not much time, so go ahead and pause it, check your answer with mine, and we're